Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalila Starr. Today the topic is there more than one shift? The reason for this topic is because I get emails from people asking me to look at information from other teachers because they're confused and somewhat slightly frustrated because they don't know what to believe. Well, today's message is my attempt to try to clarify what I feel is occurring. Many years ago, when I was in training by the Nibiruans, they taught me about how to think multidimensionally, which is far different from our one-dimensional mindset, which we've all been taught. This is the only reality, the only dimension, the only life. You mean this is it. Once it's over, you're done, right? Well, okay. So as I was going through training, I realized just how much thinking multidimensionally was different from the way that I had grown up thinking. And I struggled, because many things that I would read trying to establish my truth or my understanding, my foundation, seemed to be very conflicting. One teacher would say this, or one channel would say that, or one book would say this, and another would say that. It just was crazy making. And now, as a result, of many people waking up, they're going through the same process. The people who are dedicating themselves to knowing why they know what they know, so they can establish a firm foundation for their beliefs as they move up the ascension ladder, so to speak, in consciousness. And for them, it's crazy making too. So I'm just going to take this example of shifts to kind of give you an understanding, not only of how to think about shifts, but also another example of how to think multidimensionally. I mean, I did a series on thinking multidimensionally a while back. Excuse me, even did a couple of audio tapes on it, or CDs, because I feel like it is so imperative. It can stop your ascension. It can, or not stop it, but it can certainly create a lot of frustration as you try to understand, because you ascend your consciousness through understanding higher awarenesses. But if you're still thinking in an old 3D mindset, you're not going to get there as easily. Okay, so with all that said, let's talk about shifts. One of the foundational principles of thinking multidimensionally is realizing that there is more than one interpretation of something. So in the example of shifts, there is more than one shift. So if you immediately think, when someone says it's only this way, it's only going to be now, immediately stop and think, well, wait a minute, that's from their perspective. It's like you've got 12 people living on 12 different levels of a house, of a high-rise building. The guy on the 3D level is going to see this far down the road. The guy on this is going to see this, and he's going to see more than the guy on the 3D, and so on and so on and so on, until you get up to the 12th, and that guy has a bigger view. He sees a lot more than the others. But does that mean the other guys are wrong? No, it's just this guy up here has a higher perspective. He sees more. Okay, that is the way it is with multidimensionality. So back to shifts, there is more than one shift. We went through a shift in 2012. We went through a shift at 9/11. We went through a shift in 1987 at harmonic convergence. Every one of these were a shift. Do you hear me? Every one of them is a shift. So the one that we're going through now, this year, this month, is another big shift. But it will not be the only shift. It's just another leap in consciousness that the mass consciousness is taking, and they're being primed for. After that, and then we'll see the results of that. We'll see, new technologies, new financial systems, all these things start to take place. And then we'll go along and we'll work with that, we'll build on that, and then there'll be another big consciousness shift. So there'll be more and more consciousness shifts and more shifts as we go along and we progress into this new reality, creating this new world, which is being built a day at a time. Just like, they say Rome was built in a day. Well, this new reality isn't being built in a day. It's being built over the years as the consciousness shifts. So I hope that will help you understand about the shifts and give you a good example of how to think multidimensionally. If you don't, well, it just creates more frustration. So Hopefully, like I said, this will help, and you have a great week. It's a beautiful day here. I'm getting ready to go and walk the dogs and enjoy this lovely weather. So you have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.